Trader Theo here. This is the episode 5 of Chart Setups of the Week, where I'll walk you through high probability trades ideas and market breakdown. First on the list, as usual, it's the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Weekly time frame, it ended as a bullish engulfing candlestick. If we apply swing analysis, we will see that the market from this point to that point made a lower low. It goes a little bit backward, but this is how the swing analysis applies on this time frame. Then the price followed with a new low, so this high here is taken out basically by all these candles here. Now, technically the market is in a transition period. Last week we expected the bearish engulfing to kick off some selling pressure, but the price just moved underneath the low of the previous week's candle for about 50 pips. It reached actually the S2 weekly low as we had marked it on the chart, and then it bounced off, it moved upwards, and since then it created this series of higher highs and higher lows as we see on the lower time frame, like from this point here. So the market from Monday onwards, it dropped further down, found support on the 4-hour time frame with this week, and then it pushed to the upside on the 4-hour chart. The market turned after the price broke this high, and then it made a new higher high formation. Now the levels for this week, obviously the previous week's high becomes the first resistance, and this high here still it's going to be a relevant resistance. The bearish engulfing, the bullish engulfing low becomes the support, and then we want to mark these areas of support as seen on the chart. So fairly bullish here, be cautious, there is a strong resistance right there. We want to see the price to make a directional move, obviously, from that point. Next one, weekly time frame, the euro. Already tested the previous week's high, and as well it broke above, as we see here on the left. Now we have to move our resistance up there, and the R1 obviously is going to go at the previous week's high here. The S1 it's going to be the previous week's low, and the S2 it's going to be this low down here, because this is the relevant low on the chart. Now, what do we expect to happen from this point? Of course, market is in a very strong uptrend. The 4-hour time frame, it's up if you trade on the lower time frames like myself. If you check the hourly time frame, the price still makes higher highs and higher lows. Somewhere here it lost actually its formation, and we see that the MACD started the lower highs while the price remains around these highs here for the third swing at the top. And let's see what's going to happen. Fairly bullish this one, but we might going to see this kind of retracement, okay, up to this point here, and maybe some kind of double bottom bounce, then we can push to the upside. We will monitor this closely. Next one, guys, USD JPY weekly time frame. The market is in a downtrend, moving averages are bearish, and the candlestick last week ended as a dark cloud cover. This is a strong reversal price action pattern. What I like to see here not on the 4-hour, because it's already down, the price makes lower highs and lower lows, but on the hourly time frame, I like this pattern here. So if you are someone that takes private coaching with me, you know exactly how to trade this one. If you are on the stage of the strategies, then this one here is how we want to see a downtrend after a deep retracement to finally resume. So we want to see the price to break below this upward trend line. On the weekly, just to spot our levels, the previous week's low becomes, of course, the S1, and I will leave the S2 as it is. The R1 now becomes the previous week's high. The R2 remains as it is, of course. So let's keep an eye on that one. I want to mark it in my favorite watch list. Next one, it's the euro against the Japanese yen weekly time frame. The price kept the higher highs and higher lows formation. So previous week's high is the R1, R2 remains as it is. Previous week's low is the relevant resist support, and the 2 weeks earlier than that it's the other support. On the 4-hour chart, the price made this higher high, but it followed by bearish divergences on the MACD. This one here, it might gonna push the price into a deep retracement, but under no reason, you just assuming that this is the end of the uptrend. The market, it's in a strong uptrend. It stalled here, it made equal top, but it might gonna resume as an ascending triangle. So keep that in mind. We don't know what's gonna happen, and we are not here, we are not trading to know what's gonna happen. We are trading because we want to speculate on some price action and some strategies, and that they repeat quite often in the market, pretty much every day, depends on the time frames. Next one, guys, Great British Pound against the US dollar. Nice bullish Marabozu candle on the weekly time frame. The price stopped exactly where we had our resistance. So what we want to see now is the price to continue, of course, this uptrend. This becomes the next level of resistance. Here, supports remain as pretty much they are. On the 4-hour time frame, the market is in an enormous upward move. What I would like you to understand here, guys, is that there is no turning point here. All these candles are inside this bearish, this bullish candle. So there is no swing form here based on the swing analysis, and this is a straight move to the upside. So if I want to apply Fibonacci from the low to the high, the retracement is quite deep on the 4-hour time frame. So if we get a chance on the hourly, and actually the hourly made the first low, I will keep an eye on that one. And for any reason the market on the hourly time frame makes these lower highs, so here it start a fresh new impulsive move, downward leg, I will definitely go short until at least this area here. Next one, USD Swissy weekly time frame. The price surpassed both the levels we put on the chart. We said that the next one, if the price drops, it's gonna be this 2011 low. So let's see what's gonna happen. Anyhow, now the first support is this one here. Previous week's high becomes the relevant resistance. Fairly bearish then on the USD Swissy. I want to check the hourly time frame in a very nice definable downtrend. So when the market opens, if we get some opportunities, we can keep selling this one. USD Canadian dollar weekly time frame. The price reject the 10-period weekly moving average, already crossed below the 40, and now it created a bearish formation, which has bearish implications. On the hourly time frame, the market made lower low. This high here, it got false breakout during the New York trading session on Friday. And let's see if the market will continue in a downtrend. This is going to be another good to keep on our watch list. Next one, it's going to be the gold weekly chart. Finally, we start seeing some swings here. This is a swing high formation. The price made a lower low there. It's the first area of support. If we want to look for short positions, it's previous week's low. Our resistance becomes this one here, and I'm gonna add one more resistance here above the swing high, and I will name it as the R2 weekly high. So S1 is here, S2 support is there, S3 remains as it is on the hourly time frame, or for our charts if you prefer, but I like the hourly time frame for a reason. The market is in a downtrend and we want to see further continuation. There is an unfinished business by the sellers here, and the price, it might travel in this region before it sold off, so keep attention on this one. US oil, for those they like to trade, we said that the inside candle, doji inside candle last week can be the cost for some further retracement, but actually this occurred last Monday, and since then the market just moved a bit sideways. So all these candles here inside from Wednesday and until Friday, they signify two things. First, if the market based on the daily chart it's in an uptrend, this is a pause and we expect the buyers to push the price upwards. But if the price breaks below the low, the last Tuesday's low, we're gonna see a continuation all the way down here. So we don't need to trade it on the daily chart, but we can definitely trade it on the lower time frames like the hourly chart. And based on my experience in trading all these years, guys, it's better if you stick to the New York trading session, trading the US oil. Next one on the list is the platinum. What to say for this one? All-time high, higher highs. Now we have a new all-time high up here. Here it is, platinum. Platinum reached 1,434. We're gonna use the previous week's low as the first S1 support. On the 4-hour time frame, the market is in an uptrend, definitely higher highs and higher lows. So there is a lot of unfinished business down there, down here. So if the price breaks now below this, maybe we'll have to change the color and make it, let's say, black. If the price breaks below this upward trend line, we might gonna see further move to the downside, and why not? We can capitalize on that because we're gonna have at this point change of market structure. Let's see how this one will develop. I think we have left behind the Bitcoin weekly time frame. Oh, that's very surprising. An inside candlestick, guys. Here, this is an inside candlestick. We still have actually we have only 15 minutes for this candle to close because it's almost midnight here in Cyprus. And now the previous week's low becomes the S1, and the previous week's high, or current high, in 15 minutes it's going to be the previous week's high, becomes the R1. If the price breaks above this one, then the all-time high is going to be on the scope. On the hourly time frame, we don't have any good signs here, any significant information actually. On the 4-hour chart, we can see some retracements down there, anywhere between 100 to 500K up to, let's say, 105, round it. So more bullish than bearish on the Bitcoin. So guys, these were your setups for the week. Ensure that you manage your risk on the trades. Trust your strategy, trust your edge, and just trade with confidence. I'll see you next time.